A mistake in his youth caused Luu Hoan Vinh's life to go off track, becoming an assassin of gang leaders, being highly wanted, so he had to flee to the Philippines and Japan. Liu Huanrong in Baitun District, Taichung City, Taiwan, was a rebel when he was young, refused to study but entered the underground world by joining the Tiu Mai Hoa gang, spending all day with the Brotherhood collecting tolls. Protect the casino, receive money as mercenaries. In 1974, during a clash, Vinh injured a policeman, so he was wanted and had to flee the village. A few days later, when Vinh received a call from his father, he listened because he thought the matter had ended. But unexpectedly, his father called the police to arrest him. Freed after 4 months in a youth re-education camp, Vinh wanted to rebuild his life, but stains on his resume prevented him from taking the entrance exam to military school. At this time, the police officer who had been beaten by Vinh used the excuse of Vinh's thuggish behavior to apply for an arrest warrant. Thanks to the news, he was able to escape. A person with a criminal record will not be forgiven by society. A white cloth that is contaminated with black stains cannot be washed away for the rest of its life, Vinh shared. In November 1979, Vinh committed murder for the first time. During the conflict between Tiu Mai Hoa State and Thap That Quan Dao State, a gangster group specializing in using military daggers in Phong Nguyen District, Vinh was pursued by their opponents. While running away, Vinh rushed into a dead-end alley. With no way to escape, he took the watermelon knife from a nearby stall and slashed it towards the gang leader, Thap That Quan Dao, who was leading. Seeing the gang leader fall, this group panicked and retreated. Falling into a path of no return, Vinh did not dare to go home for fear of seeing his father's disappointed eyes. Even when his father passed away, he did not show his face but hid not far from home. After his father's death, Vinh collapsed. By 1981, the Julian Gang, the largest gangster in Taiwan, was preparing to expand its power to Taichung. Vinh was recommended as a strong general for gang leader Tran Kai Lei. When he first joined the Truc Lien Gang, in order to quickly make achievements and get promoted, Vinh chose the fastest way to assassinate the leader of another gang. With this brutal act, Vinh believes that everyone involved in the gangster world is full of sin and dies without regret, including himself. The first big brother Vinh defeated was Lu Long Hoi, nicknamed Ku Men Monster Cat, the gang leader of the Dai Ho Gang, the largest gang in Taichung. Hui's nickname comes from the fact that he arranged many substitutes to dress exactly like him, causing the assassins to not be able to distinguish the exact target, leading to failed assassinations. To carry out the plan, Vinh observed Hui's speech, gestures, and way of dressing and walking for 3 months. On October 23, 1983, Hui went to the hotel to meet his lover. Vinh decided that this was the best opportunity to take action. He sat in the car waiting outside the hotel. When Hui stepped out, Vinh immediately realized this was the original and pulled out a gun. The assassination made Vinh famous, received the praise of the gang leader, and was promoted to deacon. Not long after, Du Quoc Lan, one of the gangsters in Bat Duc District, Tao Vien City, sought Vinh to buy the life of Duong Bach Phong, the leader of Dai Thu Lam Gang. Vinh offered 400,000 Taiwan dollars. Lan immediately agreed. With money in hand, Vinh bought 2 pistols and chose the time of assassination at a funeral where many big brothers gathered. That day, Vinh also attended. After eating and drinking, he stood up, walked to Phong, pulled out 2 pistols, and fired 5 times in front of the crowd. When he was about to leave the scene, he discovered that the target was not dead, so he shot again. From then on, gangsters called Vinh the cold-faced assassin. Clan leader Tran Kai Lei trusted him and let Vinh follow him as a bodyguard. His status increased rapidly. In the spring of 1984, Vinh, on behalf of the gang leader, received money to share with other gangs. His wild attitude, grenade in one hand, pistol in the other, made him a common enemy of the underworld. The police also searched for Vinh everywhere and ranked him on the list of most dangerous gun criminals. Before escaping, Vinh suspected that there was a traitor nearby because his whereabouts were not fixed, but every time he prepared to take action, the police quickly appeared. All clues point to Vinh's former good brother, Du Quoc Lan. Right when Vinh had just changed his car, Lanh asked to borrow it. Vinh followed a plan, told Lanh where the car was parked, where the key was hidden, and told Lanh to come get it himself. He then went to a nearby building to watch. At the appointed time, Vinh saw a number of police officers following Lanh towards the car. He still didn't want to believe that his friend had sold him out until he saw the police talking to Lanh. As punishment, Vinh asked Lanh to go out to have his last meal before leaving. As Lanh bent down to eat, Vinh quietly pulled out a knife hidden at his side and rushed forward to push Lanh onto the table. After questioning the reason for the betrayal but not receiving an answer, Vinh angrily dragged Lanh to the car, murdered him in a deserted place, and then dumped his body in a ravine. Soon after, Vinh hid in a preschool in Vu Phong district. Seeing that this place was old and dilapidated, he used money he stole from a casino to give the principal to renovate the school. In June 1984, Vinh fled to a coal mine in Tho Than district, Tan Bac City. When he learned that there had just been a coal dust explosion that killed 74 miners, Vinh donated all of the several million NT dollars he brought with him to the victims' families. In October 1984, the police organized a campaign to crack down on gangsters, arresting more than 50 gang leaders in just one night. Vinh quickly fled to the Philippines. Months of difficult hiding made Vinh agree to participate in the robbery of 2 Taiwanese businessmen brothers, killing 2 couples and 3 children. When Philippine police issued an arrest warrant, he fled to Japan. On January 26, 1986, Vinh was arrested for drug trafficking and 2 months later was escorted to Taiwan for trial. Knowing that he had no choice but to die, after getting off the plane, Vinh wanted to see his mother one last time. In front of his mother, he knelt down and cried bitterly, then confessed all his crimes. As for the tragedy of 2 families in the Philippines, Vinh declared that he did not kill anyone, but only participated in robbery. He said that people in the gang are murdered and revenge is a normal thing. Only in this case, he admitted his mistake and was willing to cooperate and explain the entire process. Vinh was accused of being involved in 9 gun attacks, killing 14 people. In 1991, Vinh was sentenced to death. While awaiting execution, the cold-faced assassin wrote his life story in prison, donating royalties to the movement to rescue prostitutes. He also signed an organ donation agreement. Vinh wrote his last words in prison. "Once you stumble, you have to hold a grudge for the rest of your life. It's too late to turn back." On the day of his execution, March 23, 1993, Vinh did not need police help, calmly walked to the execution site, raised his fist towards the mourners and shouted, "Sorry and thank you!"